global build that young people could comment on and participate on, and we had over 1,000 people go there and make comments. But the second, which was really more alive, was we held town meetings in 20 countries, 30 locations, over 1,000 youth participants. You have in your hands the beautiful document that we created, sort of summarizing their feedback. I will say, we told this in the last group, there was one common theme. And these were very diverse locations, rural, urban, high income, low income, all over the globe. But there was one common theme that they all said, and was thank you. It was thank you for even asking us for our opinion and what we think about redesigning the world. And please come back after you've met in Davos, and come back and ask us for more and tell us what's happened. So we hope you get involved with this task force. This was really a huge group effort. We could not have organized 20 countries on our own. Everybody really, oh, I'll take Singapore, I'll take Israel, I'll take Colombia. It was amazing.
And just as an extension, as a major outcome, we want to make sure that young people are not only asked for their opinions, but that they're involved in the process of implementing solutions and putting their ideas into action. And what we talked about in the last session was, how do you build capacity of youth? And a lot of that has to do with just creating the opportunity, creating the space, and creating that invitation to participate. We have a call to action for Davos, which is that decision makers make a commitment to engaging youth. And there's a set of questions that we have in the conclusion page of, how committed are you to working with youth? How often do you ask young people their opinion? Your daily life. Also, how much funds are invested in your organization to develop young people as leaders, both within your organization and in the community. And one of the things that with Scott Bryson, we want to create a toolkit to actually help decision makers as they work with youth. So these are things happening in the Youth Task Force. Thank you. So now I want to invite Dan and Yasser to talk about the global curriculum on conflict management.
Okay, this is try two for a different way of sharing, thinking through what we've been talking about. I was just reflecting, what are some of the things that we all share in common? And I think we like food, sex, different, all different kinds of things. And another one of the things that we all share in common is conflict. I guess it's maybe a little less fun than whatever. But the question that a conflict affects all of us, all of our lives, our personal lives. We're dealing with conflict all the time. At work, we're dealing with conflict all the time. And in the international realm, we're dealing with conflict all the time. And you look at the cost of conflict internationally, it is tremendous. There was a study done recently by an Indian research firm that showed that the cost of conflict in the Middle East in the past 20 years has been about $12 trillion. And that's excluding all of the human life that's been unaccounted for as well. How do we deal with conflict? A lot of the work that I've done over time has been with senior level decision makers from business and from the political realm. And I've seen again and again that they're very interested in how to deal more effectively with negotiation, with conflict resolution, yet the skills aren't there. The skills are not there, and in particular the skills for dealing with the new face of conflict, the emotional, the identity-based dimensions of conflict. So we are now in the process of putting together the world's first global curriculum on conflict management for senior level decision makers, from business, from the political realm, and from the civil society as well. So I turn it over to a colleague in crime here, Yasser.
Thanks, Dan. And I think the idea of that Dan mentioned, the focus of this global curriculum is actually on prevention of conflict. The idea isn't trying to resolve it when it happens or get people engaged in dialogue afterwards. It's about prevention of conflict, and the way we can prevent conflict is if we spread this message and spread those skills about how to deal with identity-based conflict to the senior decision makers around the world through a group of partners who help develop this curriculum and regionalize it. We can make a big impact in terms of solving many problems before they happen. Conflict is one of the biggest showstoppers in development. Anywhere you go in the world, whether you're trying to solve AIDS, education, you go on the ground and you find that conflict, most of it identity-based, is what is stopping the show. So what we're trying to do is take some of the work done at Harvard and base it as an operational center there. We've got the backing of a lot of people now who are very interested and very senior from the Global Agenda Council on conflict resolution, and we're trying to scale this up now to make it a global education and curriculum that is taught by partners to all senior executives around the world, and something that we can rely on to prevent. And I just keep on reminding of the word preventing conflict before it happens, and we think we have a winner. So read more about it and we'll talk some more.
Yeah. And we have paper describing it somewhere. Yeah. Oh, great. Thank you.
We don't have it, I can send it to the back. Okay. And Caroline, I now invite Caroline to talk about Learn Mental.
Okay. So The Global Redesign Initiative was established because of the actual crisis we are still in. And we thought about how can you prevent the world from another crisis like this. And it's all about knowledge, because I'm a journalist, and when I talk to bankers, it's really frustrating when they tell me that they don't understand their own products. They can't explain it. They don't know what it is. So we want to start with knowledge and educating kids, because we think it's critical to teach kids about money and about investing and about saving money. And especially in Germany and the Western countries, we have many kids indebted on their mobile phone contracts and all this silly stuff. So we want to start in the German-speaking countries, because these are the countries we know, but then we want to continue, and of course we want to go to the rest of the world, but just a small group of us. And we have started with one thing, a roundtable in November, and with the help of the Aktionspringer Verlag, we have published 700,000 copies, a newspaper, a special edition about financial literacy, and so we wanted to raise the awareness to this very important thing. And now we have invited the Nobel Peace Prize winner Mohamed Yunus to come to Davos, and he's a banker, by the way, and that's interesting because he won the Peace Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize, and not the Nobel Prize for Economics. So he's going to join us for a school session on Friday morning, and I hope you're all going to be there from 9 to 11 to see how exciting economics and financial literacy can be. And the next step we want to do is a survey, and this is the first little survey we did with the school kids in Davos and with the help of the European Business School in Strengthening, and we asked them about their knowledge and what they would like to know and what they know already, and I can tell you it's quite shocking that they don't know a lot. We want to change this. We start in Europe and then we continue the rest of the world, and we need your help. Thank you.
Okay, Jane.
Ladies and gentlemen, our bill is about strengthening economies and sort of addresses the issue about entrepreneurship and the challenges entrepreneurs face in Africa. We wrote a paper in earlier last year, in September, around entrepreneurship and the missing middle, which is when you draw a pyramid, you segment sort of sources of finance and the entrepreneur. And at the very top, we sort of, at the apex, we see the banks and the private equities. At the bottom, there's a plethora of microfinances. But in the middle, there's a whole lot of entrepreneurs who are not being addressed, and there's a challenge for them to access finance. Now, if you look at Africa, 50% of Africa's GDP comes from entrepreneurs. 48% of the jobs created actually are created by entrepreneurs. However, there's a real challenge that these entrepreneurs don't have access to capital. Now, based on our knowledge as young global leaders, we've accumulated a lot of knowledge, we've got great networks. Our question is, how can we help accelerate entrepreneurship in Africa? Has Richard Branson been born in Africa? Will he have succeeded? The answer would be most likely no. The reason is failure is not celebrated in Africa. So nobody puts money with a hope that you might fail and only might be 1 out of 10 will be a success. So what we as the young global leaders in Africa have come up together is thinking about how can we put a fund that addresses the missing middle. However, the missing middle fund will only be a combination of many things. We believe we need to put together an ecosystem that one harnesses and appreciates entrepreneurship. So we're seeing ourselves putting together all the players within the entrepreneurship space, both public and private, as a PPP partnership, gathering knowledge around entrepreneurship, and then at the end of it, coming up with a fund that then responds to entrepreneurs' needs. What are we looking for? We're looking for advice and for people who've already done this before. We've got a few people who in the entrepreneurship space raised money in Brazil, in Middle East. We're looking for those experiences, lessons learned, so that we don't need to replicate what they've already done. Secondly, we're also looking for people who have financial management expertise, who are willing to give their time to help put together a fund. And because a fund, the success of a fund is mostly primarily around track record. And then thirdly, we're looking for capital, which without the capital you can't get a fund. So we're planning to do this by the end of this year. And if you've got any of those things and are interested in making this happen, we'll begin to have a discussion with yourselves. Thank you.